A creator gets paid $15,000 for one brand deal. It sounds like they've made it. They're making great money, but what happens when they want to take time off? Or they get injured, they get sick? Well, that $15,000 goes down the drain. They only get paid if they're posting. And this is the brand deal trap. It sounds like freedom, but really it's just a glorified hamster wheel. You make great content, you build up an audience of loyal followers, you find a brand that's willing to pay you. You negotiate your terms, you post the video, you get the paycheck, and then you're back to square one, trying to find yet another brand deal and getting back onto that hamster wheel. Meanwhile, every single month, you're prioritizing, even subconsciously, views over building a loyal audience. Because brands look at views in order to decide how much they want to pay you and if they want to work with you in the first place. Then let's say views dip or the algorithm changes. You're not getting the same amount of views as you used to before, or maybe even a brand just decides, you know what? We're cutting our ad budget. This happened to me a couple months ago. Suddenly you have no deal, no income, but you still have that pressure to post, to pitch to brands and keep that hamster wheel spinning. I've been there before myself, and I thought, you know what, like there must be a better way. And I say this as somebody who's landed multiple $30,000+ brand deals. And I only have under 10,000 subscribers on my main YouTube channel. The thing that nobody tells you about brand deals this size is that you're not building anything real. You're not building anything that has an intrinsic value attached to it. Your only value to the brand is how many views you get them and how many people sign up. That's it. You don't own the product you're selling. You don't own the audience that you bring in. As soon as you bring them into the door to that brand, that's a person who's going to come back and buy multiple times from them, and you only get paid once. And your entire worth to that brand is all dependent on metrics that you don't directly control. Some of them are barely even scraping by, even though they have such huge audiences. And the unfortunate thing is that they're not in that situation because they're untalented or they don't have a good audience. They're there because they don't own their audience. They're stuck in a system that rewards virality rather than brand and community building. The platforms control your reach, the brands control your income, and you own neither. Most brand deals are one-off contracts, and every single month you have to renegotiate, and if you're lucky, maybe you'll get a long-term agreement. But even those long-term agreements are only 3, 6, maybe 12 months if you're lucky. And through all of that, there's this pressure to stay relevant. Even brand deals that might be 6 months or 12 months long can still get cut short. Again, I've been in that position before, and there's no compounding effect. There's no system that grows while you sleep. It requires that you get up and script a video and post the video and get those views in order for you to make money. And the unfortunate thing is that typically companies don't really care if you burn out or if you get sick or if you get injured. I was just watching a video the other day from a guy that I love watching here in Vancouver whose name is Adam J. Bell. He's on YouTube. I'll put a link to his channel in the description, but incredible Vancouver YouTuber. And a few months ago, he tore his Achilles. Now, one of the biggest channel sponsors I would assume he has is called Oxio. It's an internet provider. And one of the things he highlighted in his welcome back video, I guess, was that Oxio said to him, look, we'll stay here. We're ready for you to come back whenever you're ready. And he highlighted that because it is a unique thing that a lot of brands wouldn't otherwise do. The natural thing for a brand to do would say, you know what, you're on your own, call us when you're ready, and we'll see if there's availability to do another partnership with. They just kind of leave you in the dust. But Oxio was so different in this context. And again, most brands wouldn't do that. Now, when we look at some of the biggest content creators in the world, this is a principle that all of them have started to understand. And it's the reason why we see this huge influx of content creator brands. Mr. Beast with Feastables, Logan Paul with Prime, the Sidemen have their own vodka brand. It's kind of evolved out of this merch-only world. And it's something that the content creator business landscape has really evolved out of what used to be only merch into now real physical tangible products. And the reason I think this is happening is because a lot of content creators went through this phase of getting a ton of money really quickly, and they didn't really know what to do with it. It came to them so easily for posting a quick 30-minute video that maybe took them 2 hours to film. Now they have all this cash and they kind of assumed, well, it was easy to make, so it'll be easy to make again. And what happened was a lot of these content creators that used to be giant in the beginning days of Instagram or of TikTok or YouTube or Vine have all gone broke. And the reason is because they didn't do anything with the money that they got. They got it, they spent it, and the cycle just kind of repeated over and over again, so they were stuck on the hamster wheel. Now, if this sounds familiar, it's because it is, and it's something that we've seen in athletes many, many times before. According to Sports Illustrated, 78% of NFL players go broke within just 2 years of leaving the league, and 60% of NBA players go broke within 5 years of leaving the league. And these are people who are literally earning millions and millions of dollars. But as fast as they earned it, they spent it even faster. This is because they didn't own anything. They're just getting paid to play. And when they left the league, they had nothing. That cash left. No ownership, no planning, no structure. And content creators these days are going through the exact same thing. Very fast money, very easy money, but no plan and no ownership of anything. It has nothing to do with the amount of money you're making and everything to do with how you're spending that money after you get it. The current system is built in a way that makes you feel like you're a business owner. You're the creator, you own a channel, you work for yourself. But this is a fallacy that again really relates to being an athlete. In the public eye, the team is the top of the pyramid. They do everything. But really, there's an entire network of people behind it. Ownership, management, people that actually run the day-to-day operations and tell the team what to do. And at the very top of that pyramid, you might think it's the owner of the team, but maybe the owner doesn't have the money. Maybe he's being backed. So at the very top of the pyramid is actually investors. And so that's where we have to do. We have to follow that money and understand where does that go and who's actually at the top of the pyramid. Now, in the case of a content creator, you're actually at the bottom of the pyramid. And the reason we know this is because if we remove you from your channel, everything falls apart. Your views go away, you're not able to post, you're not able to make money, all because you took just you out of the equation. And this is why if you get hurt, you get injured, you want to take time off, or maybe you just want to retire, there's nothing. You don't make money because you're the one making the money. There's no engine behind you. So with all this, am I trying to scare you? No. What is the fix? Well, the fix is the 80-20 rule. It's not about quitting brand deals. It's not about stopping affiliate partnerships. And I'm not saying launch a course. Reinvest 20% of the money you're making for brand deals, ad partnerships, anywhere that you're making money, take 20% of that and build your own business with it. This might be a physical product, a membership community, a $9 digital guide. Maybe it's a newsletter that you sell advertising slots on, or even just a really simple Shopify store selling a product. The thing is here is it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be flashy. It just needs to give you a method of owning the people who come through your channel and make a purchase on a brand's website. And when you start doing this, you're no longer just a creator, you're a business owner. And you can take yourself out of the equation and still continue to make money through your business. So here's what I tell every creator who asks, where do I begin? Start with what your audience already sees in you. What do they ask you about? What do they already trust your opinion on? Then create an offer or find a product. It just has to be one, and it doesn't need to be perfect. It just has to be real. It has to be authentically you and something that you would genuinely use. Then the next time you get a paycheck, take 10 or 20% of it and reinvest it back into that business. Build a really nice website, make a really beautiful newsletter, and then use your content that's already generating views for other companies and give some of the viewership to yourself. You can still do collaborations, you can still sign brand deals. Just make sure that you're not solely relying on them to survive. Now, before we end off the video, I do want to say this. Brand deals are a privilege, but they are not the plan. If the algorithm shifts tomorrow, if your account gets a strike on it and locked down, if a brand ghosts you next week, what would be left? What is there that you truly own that would still continue to pay you over and over again if something that were not in your control were to happen? And the creators that are going to win moving forward are the ones who are creating ownership. And this is why you've seen the biggest content creators in the world already recognizing this and already making that shift. And this is the same exact thing that happened years and years and years ago with merch. Originally, it was only the biggest creators in the world who had merch lines, and over time it trickled down to smaller and smaller and smaller creators. And now everyone's got a merch line. These guys know that they have to create ownership to create anything that's bigger than just themselves right now. They're using what they build today to invest in themselves in the future. And that's the 80-20 rule. Now, if you're not sure what this looks like for your niche, drop what your niche is in the comment section. I'll make a follow-up video for a few of you to show you exactly what this would look like and how to implement this in the next 7 days.